about you gives me hope. Something about you, yeah.
Hi guys, Brookelynne, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review on this SheGlam Skinfluencer full coverage foundation balm. I have the shade Weight. I did do a review on this last year in a different shade which was called Cashew, but it was a bit too dark for me. It would work for me when I have my 2 layers of ultra dark fake tan on, but any other time I had to balance it out with some lighter concealer. But I got a new shade just so I have a lighter one to match when I'm just wearing fake tan and not like plastered in fake tan, if that makes sense. This foundation retails for around £6. It has 30 different shades, which is really amazing, ranging from very light to very dark and every shade in between. It has 3 categories. So it's split into 3 categories. It has cool, neutral and warm. So I'm gonna say it has 10 of each, which is really well balanced. It comes packaged in this beautiful beigey cream box with some gold writing on it and some nice grey too, like browny grey. And it does come with like all written instructions around the box. It does, when you open up the box, it does have this lovely luxurious wee sheet, like fabric velvet sheet. I'm making myself look like an idiot, but it does have this lovely wee sheet which makes you think that you're buying an expensive foundation, but in reality it's a £6 foundation. And also they gave you this set of instructions for the foundation, which I'm kind of living for, not gonna lie, even though I did throw the one I had out last time, like the instructions and the shade I got from my last foundation last year. I did throw that one out, and the actual packaging looks like that, so hopefully it focuses. The actual, the beautiful packaging just looks like that, so it looks like it's a proper high-end foundation balm, which I love. I love the way they chose that creamy colour for the lid and nice goldy champagne for the embossing. It just has the S on it and it says SheGlam, which is just lovely. It actually kind of reminds me of like a Chanel or like some type of foundation. I remember, or Clarins. I remember when I used to get the Clarins bronzer, like treated myself when I was 21 or something, when I'd spent a bomb on makeup. Those were the days, not anymore though. I remember getting the wee Duo bronzer. I loved that bronzer, loved it. And I remember getting the wee I think it was like a maroon type sheet, like a velvet sheet, and I felt like a bougie bitch. So I did. So back onto this foundation, the lid comes off and you do get this wee tin foil metallic shield, which is good. It does come shielded shut, so you just peel it off, and the foundation looks a lot smoother than what it is there because it has been used twice. So as you can tell, it's a nice tan shade. Weight, I would say, is like neutral to warm. You can see it on my skin now. I'm wearing it. It is like warm, but it isn't too orangey warm. It's like a neutrally type warm. I'm not sure which category Weight is from. I believe it's from the neutral selection because I do tend to, I used to go for the warmer ones for my fake tan, but I do tend to kind of go for the more neutral range just to get a better match, or hoping to get an olive shade. If this was more olivey, I think it would be absolutely perfect. It looks nice now. If I come up close, it does look like a really good match. maybe because my fake tan I'm wearing now, another review if the sunlight allows it, and because it's coming into winter, I'll be doing a review on that today, hopefully. I'm wearing the Revolution Ultra Dark Deluxe Tanning Mousse, and that one's quite warm, so this foundation matches it perfectly. If I did 2 layers of this, the tan, then the shade Cashew would be beautiful, perfectly beautiful for it. So the texture of this foundation is quite creamy. It's like that really creamy, balmy texture. It's quite thick, well, very thick, but I like that. And you don't need so much of it to give you good coverage. Like a few taps does your whole face. I tend to get my sponge. I use a Primark. They're basically like, it's hard to explain, but they're identical. They feel exactly like beauty blenders. I'll get them now because I can't explain it. I don't know the exact same name of it or whatever. I don't know, but I'll get the sponge now to show you. This sponge, but it comes in a set of 3. They're like these beigey sponges, and they do have like that texture to them, like the beauty blender does. And see these for blending out your foundation. You will not find a better sponge for, like, let alone one of them for £3.50, let alone 3. Do you know what I mean? These feel like luxurious sponges. They literally do. See these 2 together, dream combo. Buy a set of 3 beigey brown sponges from Primark. Buy this foundation in your shade. Look up online reviews. If you're anything like my colour, where that's natural or fake, buy weight. If you're anything more cooler, buy like the shade for that. If you're fair, like, and you just don't really wear tan, wear a shade that's going to match you. Look at reviews, that's the best way to do it. If you're really dark, look at reviews and buy a shade that's going to match you closely. And because it is only £6, you could afford to, if you can, to buy a couple of shades and then try and match up that way. What I would do is buy one that you think is a bit too light for you and buy one that's a little bit too dark and mix them. So it's a good, just a wee bit of advice if you can do that. I find the wear time this is really, really good. I wore this to my gender reveal party. I'm 4 months pregnant when I filmed this, like 17 weeks. And I done a gender reveal. It's a boy. Just shameless plug there, I'm just letting you all know. But I just have a really flamboyant flick of my hair there, didn't I? But this lasted the whole night. Now, I was a tramp, see, when I got home, because we had a gender reveal in my friend's house. So it was like more of a chilled but lively house party, but it wasn't like a crazy house party. And then a few of my friends came round to mine for a wee hour, and then I watched a bit of YouTube for like literally 20 minutes, half an hour. I conked out. I did put my jammies on, but I had my full face of makeup on, lipstick and all. See this foundation? That was sitting on my skin perfectly, literally flawless on my skin. So if you're looking for a really nice long wearing foundation, especially if you find some foundation slip off your face the way I do sometimes, get this. And especially if you are oily, get a primer. It's going to be a long wearing primer, set down really well, and you will love it. It is quite, I would say, because it is that balmy texture, it is a bit sticky, but also it does give you that slightly mattified look, but it isn't a dry matte. It's like a loomy matte type of thing, type of finish to it. It's airbrushed looking, it looks flawless. You can see from my like close up, you can see that looks airbrushed on me, which I love. I use my W7 Banana Dreams powder to set it down. I use quite a lot of lax, like my foundation to be quite set down, and I do use a nice glowy primer. I use my I Heart Revolution Banana Whip primer. It smells amazing, and if you are a more mature skinned girl, like myself. Why do I have to do that every time I'm talking? Like flip my hair, like whoo. Right, if you do have more of a mature type skin. I wouldn't say I've got a very mature type skin. I still have decently young looking skin, but I do have a few signs of aging, but this foundation doesn't really cling to anything, but it does make my skin still look young, and it doesn't like look unflattering, like it looks flattering, whereas a dry matte just would suck a life out of you. But my tip is, for like using full coverage foundations, use a smoothing primer and then a glowy primer, the foundation, and set it down quite well. And this foundation does need set down, and it will last all day. Your skin will look amazing. You will just look flawless, which is amazing. I would say to apply it, it does take a bit to blend it, but it's not like a really hard to blend foundation. What you do, I kind of do a few wee dabs, do one side of the face, a couple dabs, like 2 dabs for this side of the face, 2 dabs for this, and kind of buff it in, like with the bounce in with a sponge really quickly. I haven't tried it with a brush yet, but I will, to see what it's like. I think with a brush it will look really more full coverage. I would say it's full to maximum, maybe even maximum. So if you have like quite a lot to cover up, like any acne, any pigmentation issues, melasma, any redness like rosacea, this will cover it. It really, really will. And then it is dupe for the Kat Von D or KVD Good Apple foundation. But I think some people I've heard on YouTube say this is even better. So there you go. I would like to try that one out, the KVD Good Apple foundation. I would like to try it out, but see this SheGlam foundation, it is one of my favourite foundations ever, literally. So I'm gonna get into the demo right now. So when I say this foundation is for you, I would say if you are looking for full to maximum coverage foundation, yes. If you're looking for a cream foundation that's going to be like a quite thick creamy foundation, yes. If you like to use a sponge to blend your foundation out, but use a full coverage foundation, some foundations get sheared out really loads with a sponge, then yes. If you struggle to find your shade and you want a really affordable foundation that has a good shade range, yes, especially if you are on a budget and you can't find a good foundation for your budget and you can't afford to spend £6 on a foundation, then yes. You want one that's going to last you ages, like last you for the night, be a long wearing one, yes. And if you want, this will last, I think it's like 30 mils you get in it, or 30 grams, but it will last you ages. I've got one from last year. Now, mind you, I have quite a few foundations in my drawer which I need to use up, and I'm going to try to get through them before this child is born. Just so I'm not like they're not going to waste. But if you are looking for one that's going to last you, this does last you. Like, I still got plenty of my one from last year left. And what I'm going to do as well, if you're looking for a cream contour, it's going to be more full coverage, try out one of the darker shades to contour your face. Maybe that'll work. I might try it myself and then do a video on it and see what it's like. But if you are looking for like a cream contour that's full coverage, then yeah, get it. So it's not gonna be for you if you are into that natural sheer tinted moisturizer type of vibe makeup. No, because you will hate it. If you don't like anything that's really thick, like thick foundations, no. And if you're not used to having anything like sitting on your face, like you can feel this on your face, but it isn't horrendous. Maybe it is for some people, but for me, I'm used to it, it's fine. But if you don't like that feeling of makeup on your face, then I don't think this one's for you, even though it isn't that bad. You can't get access to Shein. No. Try a different foundation that you can access. Like, say for instance, you don't get Shein in your country, but you have found a similar foundation that you can order online or buy in store. It's not going to be for you if you're really dead set on a perfect match and you don't like to buy things before you try them, then no. It's not going to be for you. Well, I would say if you've got dry skin, just use a hydrating primer. But if you really don't like full coverage, then it's not going to be for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again for the next one. Stay gorgeous. God bless. Bye.